All right, today we've got Madeline Goodman on Behind the Mask, and we're just going to let her talk a little bit about her role in the Shop of Horrors. So, what was your role? Could you explain it, please?
My role in the Shop of Horrors this year was whenever you come through in the entranceway and then you go through the It doors of Scary Not Scary, you come to the main gate, which is red and green, and it was me, Brooklyn, and Kalia, and we played that main part in there, and we're basically trying to warn them not to come into the house because Billy was going to come and play with them.
So, tell us about that. When you were actually warning people, what was their response?
They were trying to find another way out. They didn't know which way to go, and at that time, we had just kind of spooked them a little bit and opened the gate and let them through.
Okay. Tell us about this experience. What was your favorite thing about the Shop of Horrors this year?
My favorite thing about the Shop of Horrors this year was that me and a whole bunch of other seniors that have never been really that close got very close this year, and we've had a great time together, in my opinion, and especially in the dark, we can play games on each other and have a good time.
What would you say to a student that maybe is wondering about taking a career in technical class or wondering about what we do here at the Shop of Horrors and SkillsUSA? What would you tell them? What would be your advice?
My advice to them would be that in our CTE class, we learn tons and tons and tons of different things. Some would be working with your hands, a lot of that, and other things would be when we're in the classroom or even in the shop when we take a little break or whatever. We'll start talking about leadership skills, and we'll learn how to come across to people, and Mr. Smith teaches us how to, or lets us know that we will see hundreds of different types of people and how to deal with them. And just that not everybody's perfect. Some may be different. Some may act normal. But at the same time, we got to love each and every one with the same, heart.
Piggybacking off of that, were there some people that come through the haunted house this year that were kind of hard to love?
Yes, in my opinion.
And
yes.
how did you deal with that? And how could that relate to possibly a job?
I really just kind of put it into my own hands and was like, Madeline, how would you want them to treat you? So I would have to treat them with the same respect as I would want back. And into the real world and like a job, like you said, you just have to, deal with people you wouldn't really consider something that you would enjoy getting along with. At the same time, you just got to do what you got to do.
What do you think about, this has been going on now for 7 years. I know you've been a part of different parts of it, through your sister and different things. Do you think it gets bigger and better every year?
Yes, I personally think that the Shop of Horrors gets better and better each year, especially because you really push us to brainstorm and to think on our own and create things, and our parts kind of just get better at that as the longer we go.
All right. Well, we appreciate you, and we appreciate your interview today. All right, everybody. Today we got Connor Oliver. So Connor Oliver played a very important role in this year's haunted house, and we're going to ask him about that. Tell us about your role.
Mainly, I played the control center role, which basically allowed me to control all the lights and all the sounds within the house, see the flow of the traffic of the people coming through the house, and basically tell people when to scare, when to be ready for people, what we was doing all throughout the night, every night. So it was a pretty important role.
Yeah, it sounds to me almost like you were the manager for the haunted house, which, you're a high school student. Here you are managing a business. So tell me about that. What went right? What went wrong with that experience?
Most of the time I could just get on the microphone and tell over the speakers to everybody, just, hey, code yellow, which would mean we'd be on a break. Code green, which would mean that would mean people would be coming through pretty soon and to be ready, be in your spots. Code red, someone was hurt, we'd just stop it all. And most of the time, everybody would just listen to the instructions. It'd go really smooth. And then, sometimes we had to tell people a couple of extra times, to get them in their spots to get ready. But most of the time, it was just a smooth ride all throughout.
So this is your, second year working in the house?
Yeah, my second year, because I also worked last year, but inside the actual house.
What part did you play last year in the house?
I was inside a hallway, standing in the corner. And whenever people would basically walk up to me, I would jump scare them, and whenever they'd get right in my face, and they would run into the next room.
So how was that transition from actually being an actor in the house to actually managing the actors?
It was a little bit different because I definitely wanted to still scare people like I used to, but I also knew that I had a job that I needed to do to be able to control the house in ways that only a couple people can do.
So what skill set helped you do what you had to do this year for us?
Basically just teamwork, being able to tell people what they need to do in a good way, just getting them to be able to do it quickly and efficiently, and then also just kind of being stuck with what you need to do and like making sure you know your objective in the house and what your actual needs are.
All in all, how did you think the haunted house flowed and worked this year?
I think it worked pretty good this year. Last year it was pretty well, but I think this year it was definitely pretty good, almost better in some cases, and in some cases it was a little bit down. But also pretty much all throughout it was pretty good expectations.
All right. Well, man, we thank you for your leadership role that you took on this year, and we appreciate you.
Absolutely.
So thank you.